Welcome friend, this is Stefano. What you're looking at is the intro screen of a very strange game. This is somewhat obscure. This is an open source game. This has been in development since 2010 and it is still being developed. It is still changing a lot. I recently picked it up again after maybe 3 or 4 months, and there's been a lot of changes. What is this game? This is at its core, it's a roguelike. If you don't know what a roguelike is, it means it's somewhat old school, where somewhat means a lot. It means it is a game that is a little bit of an RPG. It's a survival RPG, and in fact it's pretty hardcore about it. Each character you start has only one chance. The world is generated. It's new each time. It's procedurally generated each time. And the theme is the zombie apocalypse happened along with a number of other apocalypses in the mix. It's a little bit there's a little bit of Cthulhu mythos mixed in there. There's mutations, of course. There's cyborgs. It's near future, so there is some experimental futuristic technology like power armor and laser cannons, but those things are extremely rare and often require you to go to great lengths to acquire, like power cells to make them work and stuff like that. It's pretty rewarding. It doesn't have an end. The only end to a particular character is their demise. And other than that, you can describe it as an open world sandbox. Being a roguelike also means that it's not in real time. It's not even turn-based. It's whenever you decided to do something, while you do it, time passes. So if I decide to, I don't know, drop an item, that might mean that a few seconds have passed. If I decide to take a walking step forward, that might mean that half a second has passed. If I take a running step forward, it will be less, and the rest of the world will update itself accordingly. If you have encountered, or if you have played a game that is called Project Zomboid, it's kind of similar to that. This is a little bit more fantasy, and there's a lot more variety in the things that you encounter and in the things you can do. There's a lot less polish, though. there's a lot less graphics, first of all. This is just top-down, either ASCII based. ASCII means these characters could make the entire screen, or tiles. Now I will show you. I'm using this soundpack, CCSoundpack 0.5, and if I go to interface, I can show you not interface, graphics. I can show you that I am using this tileset here, the Undead People tileset. There's a lot of choices. By the way, both the tilesets, meaning the graphics, and the sound packs are all made by the community. I will not make, for now, an extensive tutorial about how to install and how to download tileset and music packs. Know that instead of just downloading the game, you can Google for Cataclysm Dark Days Ahead launcher, and you can get a handy program that not only can launch the game for you, but can install both graphics pack and sound packs for you, and can also check for updates. And this game has updates pretty regularly. You don't really want to update like each time, because sometimes you can have multiple updates a day, but certainly being able to back up your saves through the launcher and just check out what happened in the last week of constant development, it's a plus. Let's just put it like that. So in order to start, we need to create a world. I have a world for my offline tests in here, but when you create a world, I will get to select now. So I'm playing, you're watching. I'll get to select what mods I want. I will not install a lot of mods, nothing from here specifically. I just want to say, I just want this one, starts through skills. I want this run to be not easy, because the game really, I mean, there is a way to make it easy. You can disable all zombies and monsters. It's not easy even then, because there's a learning curve even to just procure food and survive. But yeah, it would be a lot easier like that, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna make like a normal run, but chill mode. Let's just put it like that. This stats through skills means that gaining skills, the stats are going to increase. It basically makes the late game or the end game a little bit better, a little bit less of a grind, because basically means the better you get at fighting, the more your strength increases, which is something that wouldn't normally happen. You would have very limited options about raising your stats otherwise. This option here, stats through kills, is a lot more like fantasy RPG style, but that's a bit gamey even for me. A thing that I would suggest you do also is disable Z levels. Z levels means, now this game has a top-down view, but there's multiple levels of depth. So there's of course the ground level, then buildings can have higher levels, and also one or more basements underground. Now this experimental Z levels means that the game would try to run the simulation of the world on all levels simultaneously. It's still a bit buggy, especially in the sense that because due to legacy maps, some houses have the lower portion of the stairs from the basement going up, and the higher portion from the ground floor coming down, not aligned in like absolute coordinates. With Z levels turned on, it can happen that if you're in a basement, you could have zombies drop on your head just because the two portions of the stairs are not aligned or something like that. Anyway, let's not get too much into it. Z levels turned off, sorry. I'll not tamper with this, and just be notified that you can customize a lot of things. You can make, for example, the monsters more resilient, or faster, or slower. You can set the day after the zombie apocalypse where you spawn, basically, and a lot of things can change based on that. This world is gonna be called, let's see, Brockway, Crabapple, Niles, Roper, Birchwood. I like Birchwood. This is the Birchwood County or something like that. Oops, hit the microphone. In Birchwood, we want to start a new character. I do that by doing new game, custom characters in Birchwood, and it's gonna load. In this game you need to find, first of all, a secure shelter, and then maybe a source of early food, and then it's scavenge while staying alive. And also the combat, at least at the start, is really unforgiving. Then it gets even more unforgiving later on when you may have found some armor and weapons, but also these zombies evolve. Okay, let's not waste too much time on character creation. Let's leave that as default. Scenario default. Profession default. Profession survivor means that you start with some basic clothing, cell phone, pocket knife, some water, maybe this is roughly a day, something like that, of water if you start properly hydrated, a matchbook, and nothing else. Also, this is a classical character creation with point allocation. We have 8 total points, but there's also there's separate pools of points for scenario, profession, stats, traits, and skills. I don't know exactly, because this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but I can see only 3 pools here. Anyway, when you get to the end, if you allocated wrong, it will tell you. I want to start with 10 dexterity and 10 intelligence. Strength and perception are not too necessary because we chose stats through skills, so this will increase, all of this will increase over time. Dexterity is good initially for the dodge bonus. Intelligence is good because reduced crafting time and reduce read time. You get a lot of skills through reading book in this game. Let's now traits. We get to choose some negative and positive traits. Negative traits earn you points to spend, and positive traits cost you points. There are traits that are more more forgiving than others. So if you want to try playing this, pay a lot of attention to this. I could choose, for example, something like, let me find it. Lightweight earns you 1 point and makes it so that alcohol and drugs go straight to your head. It's not a huge drawback and earns you a point. Nearsighted, without glasses you will see a lot less, but you start with glasses, and glasses are not that hard to find. So you could probably, we will be able to secure a replacement pair of glasses pretty easily. And it earns us 2 points. For example, Nomad, the last time that I saw it, it was pretty bad. Nomad makes it so that if you stay in the same, let's say, map chunk, so in the same place for more than 1 or 2 days, you become restless and you are basically unable to study, craft, or anything like that. You need to stay like always on the move, and it's very difficult to do so. And there's some wacky ones like rigid table manners. To eat, you need to find a table and a chair. It's good. We don't want a slow reader. Slow healer is very difficult if you really want to challenge yourself. Choose something like this, and yeah, pretty much all damage becomes almost permanent. And we could choose something else of like cheesy, like truth teller. You can't lie to NPCs. There's not a lot of things to do with NPCs right now. They're working on it. They're implementing like faction camps and things like that. There is already something in the game. I didn't play a lot with NPCs. I will probably skip NPC content at least early. What am I doing? I'm mixing up UI movement options. There's at least 3 in this game. So because we are lightweight, for example, we can't be Drunken Master. Unfortunately, we can't be Drunken Master. But we can be a bookworm, which is good. Means that reading books that would otherwise lower your morale, at especially the lower level ones, will instead increase your morale, which is good. You learn faster when your morale is high, by the way. Fleet-footed is really good for survival. Makes you run faster or even walk faster than most low-level zombies and monsters. Then what? We still have 5 points. I don't want to spend a lot on skills because I want to show you how you get skills. Night vision is good. Now I'm not very good at it, but raiding cities at night is better than in the day because zombies have fairly good vision. They don't have the same radius as the player, but they have good vision during the day. At night, if you have night vision, you will see them before they see you. They do also hear you and smell you though, so you're not totally exempt from being chased down. Still have 3 points. Can I get something else? Quick would be really good, but it's probably, oh, you see, it all becomes red. Even if it's 0 becomes red, because we're spending too much points on traits like this. So I can take quick. Quick would be a 10% discount bonus on everything. 10% discount bonus on action points, of course. Of course. Tough feet, terrifying, thick-skinned. Can I take something else that will be good for survival, but maybe just 1 point? High adrenaline is 1 point. High adrenaline is good, I think. Is it? Oh wait, I wanted something else from here. I want the fast metabolism. This earns us 2 points, but it's actually good. It's like a false, or it's a negative trait that is already balanced, because it makes it so that you recover stamina faster. The drawback being that you eat and drink more. And maybe even high adrenaline. There you go. It will be a bolt. What do I take as skills? I want to take mostly dodge. Where's dodge? I could take 2 levels of dodge. Or actually 3 levels of dodge. And then maybe melee? Melee 3, dodging 3. Then we get to choose, actually type or choose a random name. Norris. Norris. No, but this is gonna be a melee weapon user. Norris would be a good name for a brawler, or how do you say that? Basically somebody that uses round kicks all day long. Benny Kaiser Hamrick or Argus Lowell. Natalie Grover, Lucien Conrad Kaufman, Tim Knutson. Knutson. How do you read that? Tim. Tim is good. Tim. Our guy is Tim. So here's the game. Top-down view. We start in the evacuation shelter. First thing you want to do. Oh, I didn't choose hair. That's alright. I'm bold. I can survive. Hair does not have cold protection or anything like that, so it doesn't matter too much. I hit M for map because first of all I want to assess the situation. Now this is a good location for the shelter. Sometimes you get a little bit betrayed by the map generation and you get a shelter that is actually between two small towns, and so you're basically in the middle of town effectively, and you start surrounded by zombies. This is not the case. Does the mouse cursor works in game but not in the map? This is gas station with garage. This is good. Maybe we find a good vehicle here, and if we have a vehicle we will have a gas station here, and in the garage we can find spare parts, and there's usually also a shop in this situation. This seems to be a farm, rural house. We can probably find a hatchet here, which is incredibly good. This is a really good start. I mean, I'm not explaining you everything, but yeah, open fields, roads. This is a town called Burnham. The green arrows are houses. The arrow points in the direction where the front door opens. So I hope that makes sense, you know. Street, house, house, house. In Burnham we have a military surplus store. That's great. Private park, community garden, small cemetery is not that great. Another private park. We want to stay away probably from the small cemetery. These are trails, the green lines. And then we have what seems to be a bigger town, maybe a small city here, with a gun store, a pool. Pools, at least the last time I checked, spawn like 1 million swimmer zombies for some reason. The zombie plague arrived during a pretty hot summer day. Seems like they were all spending times in the pool. So we start in here in the shelter. This is the rundown shelter. There are two more versions of the shelter. This one is less secure because it has broken windows and you can't close the curtains everywhere, so you can totally isolate yourself from being seen from the outside. But you always start in the presence of an NPC. This one has a crossbow and it's called Kevin Rockwell. He is friendly, but he's not in our party. To take it in the party, we need to first complete a mission for him. I will not do it just now, though. I think that we should do in here, after having ascertained that we are not immediately surrounded, is going around and checking what's around. These are feathers. Nice. In here I'm surrounded by items, so let me use the advanced inventory management screen. I will select all, meaning show me things from all the space around me. There's a spent lighter, not helpful. There are wrappers of protein rations. Good. I should probably eat something straight away. In survival situations, when food is still good to eat, better inside your stomach than elsewhere. So we're now full. It says here we're now full. We are how do you say? Not thirsty. But we could also drink from our plastic bottle. We're now slacked. This also means we are carrying less weight. What's here? Folded poncho, glass shard, more protein rations, plastic fork. Nothing too great. There shouldn't be anything just earth-shattering in here. Just some protein rations, plastic bottles, more. There's a folded emergency blanket. If the weather is very cold, you can wrap yourself in a blanket. Other than that, plastic junk. The emergency jacket is not great. I think we already start with a winter coat, which is good. Winter coat is good. It's a little bit encumbering. It means that it lowers our ability to for combat, for example. It encumbers the movement. Each piece of apparel that you put on has different stats. For example, this is the general, or I could look just at the torso. But if I look, for example, like the socks cover the 100% of the feet, provide warmth of 5, bash and cut protection of 1, and also there's like inner layer, outer layer. Like for example, this is worn next to the skin, and there's fitting and non-fitting items of clothing. The jeans have a pretty low encumbrance of 8, but there's better warmth of 10, bash and cut. Also, things that you wear provide storage, and storage comes both in storage volume and storage weight. So strength decides how much weight you can carry, but what you wear decide how much volume you can carry. The drawback being pretty much always that the more volume and weight you carry, the more encumbered you are. So as you see, winter coat has encumbrance of 20 and covers both, if I'm not mistaken, the torso and the arms. Yeah. So it's not that great. If we find something better, we should get it straight away. This shelter has a lower portion, a basement. In the basement there's nothing here. First aid kits, not first kit of aid. I was looking for this, so let's bring the first aid kits up. I don't think there will be anything. A sponge? A sponge. Sponges are good to clean filthy stuff. Candles. Oops. What am I doing? I've selected the wrong stuff. Okay. I will drop the first aid kits in here. Let me see if we have curtains anywhere. Nope. No curtains. No curtains. You can open and close the windows, but there's no curtains. That's bad. That's bad, because with a curtain, by tearing down a curtain, we could have created a rudimentary sling to carry around the items. I want to disassemble a first aid kit and that because the whole first aid kit is kind of bulky. But I mean, I can leave it here. If I get bitten, I can come back and get it. By the way, first aid kit doesn't mean we are safe from bites. It means we can use antiseptic on wounds. We should try and secure antibiotics as fast as possible. In fact, my last test run ended because I was bitten, the bite got infected, I become reckless going around searching for antibiotics, and I cornered myself in a room without a window and got eaten by a horde of zombies. Let's go and check the rural house first. Actually, no. Scratch that. Let's go and check the garage, because